So welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to have a look at another game on the OneXPlayer. This is the AMD model, not the 1S, which I incorrectly named on my last video. So the AMD version doesn't come with an Intel i5 or i7 chip in it for obvious reasons. It comes with the AMD Ryzen 7 4800U, which is an APU. So what we're going to look at is, first we'll look at my power saving settings. So as we can see, I've got battery saver switched on. We're at 89% battery just now. I have created a couple of power plans. So it comes by default with a balanced power plan. I created a max battery power plan, which I have put settings on to save power, and a max performance power plan, which I suggest you create. It really does make a difference. When you switch to the max performance one, you'll be pulling slightly over 25 watts. And on max battery, it tries to keep it below 25 watts. So I get that my desktop's a little bit messy here because I've got lots of icons and folders, but that's just why I'm doing this test on, to be honest. Okay, we'll fire up Death Stranding. Again, if you like this content and you want me to carry on, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe. Any comments are always welcome. I'm just learning here, so any improvements I can make, feel free to comment. And I've got some performance metrics up here. I tried to load up more, like frame times, but it just doesn't seem to want to display for some reason. But I think we've got enough to be getting on with. So I've got this in the control settings, which I don't usually use. This was me trying to aim for a 60 FPS. Now, Death Stranding being a kind of third-person exploration type game, I don't think it needs to be 60 FPS, but we're running it at the same sort of resolution a Steam Deck would run at, 1280 by 720, whilst running this game. There's other settings, got 1080p, you can run it at 1440 as well. It'll run really slow at these settings. You can get 30 plus at all settings on the OneXPlayer, but we're running 720. I've got vertical sync off, 60 frames target. I mean, I could set that higher, but it's not going to get there. I've got custom textures, so I've got everything set to low or off. Okay, got a bit of anti-aliasing on there, that's about it. Motion blur off because I don't like that. So we'll confirm that and we'll carry on back to the game. So I'm still quite early in the game, it's chapter 2 I'm on. But what I've noticed is you'll kind of peak at about 45 FPS. Turbo buttons on here, as you can see. So it peaks about 45 FPS in game, and you'll find it floats around the low 30s most of the time. I have noticed that today's video is a little bit on the dark side. I need to adjust my screen brightness next time. So there you go, we're currently pulling 45 plus FPS. We're pulling pretty close to 25 watts, it's hitting 25 every now and then. So you go, 24 watts, we're in turbo mode. This is going to result in possibly a maximum of about 2 hours battery time. Not great, and it still looks really nice, in my view anyway. Slight borders at the top and the bottom of the screen, but really it's not that noticeable. You only really notice it because you've got the performance metrics up. So what I'll do now is I'll go to the menu. What I normally do is I set the frame rate to 30. Okay, I can turn my turbo button off now as well. And leave everything at low. You can up some of the settings if you want. It will actually still run at 30 FPS, but you'll find it will draw a little bit more power. Oh, there you go. So now, still pulling 30 FPS, and we're down to maybe a top of about 17 watts, which I think makes a difference. You can turn the turbo button on, it'll go up a smidge, but really you're looking at 30 FPS, so why bother? So I find at this setting, you're pulling 15 watts from the APU, it's maybe 20 watts all in. So you're probably looking at an extra half an hour plus battery life. I've not done a full charge to flat test yet, but I will at some point. And there we have it. So I hope that's been of use to you.